Hey, you two. Um, I was watching the news, you know, and I saw that they're having this protest at the Kellogg's plant in Michigan about their cereals containing uh, like red and yellow dye, 4269 or whatever. And supposedly, it's been proven to be somewhat carcinogenic, and it could cause neurological problems or ADHD, stuff like that in children. Bottom line is, it's not good for you to consume. It's not safe. And Kellogg said that Kellogg said that they were going to get rid of the harmful dyes like 10 years ago. And they did. And everywhere except the United States. They did in Europe, Asia, everywhere except for the United States. And I've been trying to tell people about these conspiracies and stuff. One thing I want to show you guys is this book right here. It's called "Behold a Pale Horse," by William Bill Cooper. I read this book when I was 19 years old, and I'm 43 right now. So I read this book 20 years ago, man. 20 years, and it talks about it talks about how they try to do population control. But I mean, like, I'm gonna just read this right here to you. This part, but this is like the first chapter. It's called "Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars," and it's the Illuminati's declaration of war against the citizens of America. Um, and just this first paragraph at the bottom says, "It is patently impossible to discuss social engineering or the automation of a society, i.e., the engineering of social automation systems, on a national or worldwide scale, without implying extensive objectives of social control and destruction of human life, i.e., slavery and genocide." And that's basically their whole agenda. First chapter, Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. Um, that is their agenda. Is social control. Is basically slavery. Um, and the Illuminati supposedly, well, the Illuminati is supposed to have started a long time ago, and they're supposed to have came from ancient royal blood. The people that created us, the Anunnaki that created us, which supposedly they there's a lot of stuff that's interesting about that I'd like to elaborate on later. But basically, they took Neanderthal and mixed it with their own DNA to make Homo sapiens. Um, and
Food
they
fight.
made us to be slaves so we could mine the gold, make the resources, build whatever, the pyramids to help them do whatever. And they have been, so we were made to be slaves initially. That is our purpose. That was our purpose. And we've been slaves ever since. I mean, some people, get out of the rat race, you know, working for minimum wage. Some people, when they start their own businesses, go to school, get an education, become lawyers, doctors, very successful business people, and they rise up to the top. I mean, but you still have to work though. I mean, in order to keep people in check, though, you have to have population control. Um, so they do stuff like genocide, um, and also poisoning through the food. Like I know when I went to Korea and I went to like Asia, they don't sell like a bunch of stuff that they do in like a bread. They don't really sell bread in Asia like that. You just don't go into the store and you see a bunch of bread like you do here. And the bread here is, especially gluten and stuff like that. It's not good for you. It has it causes a lot of health problems. Um, and like the yellow dye, red dye, that stuff, it's not good for you. It's been they had some studies and it said that it's carcinogenic and it causes all kinds of health problems. It's not good for you. They literally, like I said, have a war against us, and we don't even know that we are in a war. And they do this economically. So like they there's all kinds of ways. This book right here goes into depth. You need to like really read this book, man, by William Bill Cooper. Behold a Pale Horse. It talks about everything. It talks about 9/11. It predicted 9/11. I knew 9/11 was gonna happen 20 years ago before the World Trade Center went down. Prophecy, man. It talks about it right here in this book. It talks about everything, the UFOs. It talks about vampires, the chupacabras, everything that the CIA and the military know about. It's all documented. JFK's assassination. You know what I'm saying? It's all in this book, man. The fake war on drugs and how the CIA, you know what I'm saying, helped bring in drugs and stuff like that. They made a really good documentary, kind of like it's a on Hulu. It's called Snow. But that was like a really good series about how the CIA kind of brought crack cocaine or whatever and destroyed black communities a long time ago, like in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. But it talks about everything in this book, and I've been trying to tell people, like one of the things is the Illuminati are the people that run all these companies, Kellogg's, Starbucks, McDonald's. A lot of this shit is not healthy for you. All this fast food shit, Taco Bell, KFC, it's not good for you. You know what I'm saying? It's not really nutritious or anything. It tastes great, but it's not good for you. So it causes health problems. And the people that own these food companies that are poisoning us also own the pharmacy companies, the medical companies, the medical insurance companies. It's a pyramid. That basically it's just a few people at the top that basically own all, like Warren Buffett, BlackRock, the people at the top billionaires. They'll buy like 70-80% of stock in a company and own majority of the stock. Essentially they own the company. But they own 70-80% of stocks of all companies in America now. So essentially they own all the companies. It's the same people, all the billionaires. They own all the companies essentially because they have their majority shareholders. So once you have over, like 50% of the stock in a company, you're the majority shareholder. So these people also own the pharmacy companies, the medical companies. So it's a conspiracy. Like they want you to be sick. They want you to be sick because then you have to get health insurance. Then you have to go to the doctor. Then you get on medication, and they never have a cure. They never fix you. They just want you to keep, the money coming in. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep paying health insurance. You have to keep going to the hospital. You got to keep coming back to get the fix. Now once you get on a prescription or something like a prescription regimen, you got to keep going back. You got to keep going to see the doctor. You got to keep getting a prescription. You got to keep going to pick up the medicine. And it's a never ending cycle until you die. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just show y'all this little video clip though. Because people are finally saying something about it here.
Not over prices, but over health concerns. Around 1,000 people protested outside the Michigan headquarters of Kellogg yesterday, demanding that the company remove artificial dyes from cereals in the U.S. Studies have claimed that those dyes could cause behavioral problems in some children. In response to the protest, Kellogg, which makes cereals like Fruit Loops, insisted its products are safe, arguing that its ingredients meet federal standards. The FDA has said most kids have no adverse effects from color additives, but critics argue the FDA developed its standards without assessing possible neurological effects.
It's a lot worse than that. Like I said, a lot of products that they sell here in the United States, if you do some research like I did, you could just like Google it. What products are banned in other countries that they sell here in the United States. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff, man. And like the stuff it's not the same. Like, they'll sell bread in Europe, but it doesn't have like gluten. It doesn't have, certain additives and chemicals that they put in the food here in the United States. And I want to say, like, we are like the dumbest, stupidest consumers on the planet. Like, we will do like alcohol, drugs, smoke cigarettes, and it'll tell you on the label, like it'll give you cancer, it'll kill you, and we still buy the shit and use it and consume it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go to like, I'm not saying that other places are like, okay, other places are better in my opinion. I'm sorry. Like, if you've ever been to like South America or Asia or Europe, I'm not saying that people are like, they're healthier. They're healthier. Like, well, I know when I went to like the Bahamas, Costa Rica, Honduras, South America, uh, Jamaica, Puerto Limon, Costa Rica, Asia, like, I didn't see a bunch of fat people. I didn't see a lot of people like homeless or drinking, doing drugs, and uh I just didn't see a lot of like the negative stuff that I see like here in the United States. Like, it's supposedly this is the greatest country in the world, but if you live here, you see a lot of people on drugs, a lot of homelessness. People are very obese, not healthy at all. We have a lot of people going to the hospitals all the time. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? I think I saw one fat person the whole time when I was in Asia. I saw one fat person the whole entire time. Like, everyone over there is like very physically fit. You could go to, like, I go to the park, right? You might see some kids around here. In Asia, you go to the park, it's fucking packed. Like, everybody is out there walking, running. I'm talking about like everybody's out there on the track, walking around, walking their dogs. And in Asia, it's like, man, they got this thing in Asia, man, like where everyone has like a white dog, or most people, like, that's the thing, is like you dye your hair blonde in Asia, and then you get a white dog, and that you're cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. And everybody was wearing face masks before COVID. You know what I'm saying? They've always been like that in Asia, especially like in Seoul, because they say the pollution is bad. But that's just the trend, man. Like, over there, it's like, I'm talking about, I could go to the park at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. People riding bikes, people walking, and I mean, it's like people out here like. There's so many people out here playing. There's so many people like playing tennis or kickball or baseball or softball, whatever. It's like badminton or whatever. But they're organized. They'll have like a referee and everything, like, all day, and like on the streets, on the public roads, especially in the city, like every single block, every single corner, there's like workout equipment. There's like a bench press. There's like a curl machine. It's not like a lot of heavy weight. It's like some of it's use your own weight, pull up bars, dip bars, leg machines, leg presses, and this is like throughout every single city in Korea, South Korea. It's like that everywhere you go, except when you go like out to the mountains and to the farms, and where it's very rural and stuff. They don't have stuff like that. But it's like they're so healthy out there, man. It's like everybody's just running, playing around, having fun. The kids ain't always on a computer and stuff like that. I mean, they do a lot of reading too, man. But anyways, I'm ranting and getting off the subject. But it's definitely a conspiracy to kill us, and they're doing it through the food. You know what I'm saying? We got to start taking better care of ourselves and watching what we eat, and just stop buying the stuff, man. Like, we know that yellow, red dye, whatever, 42, 49, whatever, is bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the Skittles, it's in the candy. If it said it got red dye, yellow dye, don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? It's in the cereal, don't buy it. Like Fruit Loops, it's in that cereal. If it's got red dye, yellow dye, don't buy it. Stop buying the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just Google it, and it'll tell you, a list of products or chemicals ingredients that are banned in the basically for the entire world, but they sell them here in the United States, and this is the only state that actually sells that stuff, and it's been known to be dangerous to consume. It's not good for you to consume it. It's not healthy. It's not like you don't want to put that in your body, and so our strongest thing besides protesting and stuff is just our economic buying power. If we stop buying this shit, they're gonna stop. They're gonna do something about it. You just gotta stop buying the shit. Stop buying the stuff that ain't good for you, because that's like, as an individual, if you're not gonna join the fight and protest or whatever, then your biggest voice is your economic purchasing power. Anyway, love you guys. Take care.